Welcome to 3 Tactics WMR. My name is Christoph. You can find me on Twitter at @ITEngelhardt or on my website at saasemailmarketing.net. Today I want to talk about you, your business, and how you can grow your business. This is what your business is supposed to look like, right? You're sitting on the shore of the lake, you're having your favorite drink in hand, enjoying the good life, and the reality is often a bit more depressing because you're sitting in front of your computer, you're chugging back coffee number 17, and you're getting nowhere. And that is often not because your product is bad, but often because your marketing is not what it's supposed to look like. Because this is what you want in your marketing. You want your marketing to be a nice engine with this big old flywheel that once it gets going, it keeps on going, even if you take a week off to enjoy time with your family, with your kids, etc. This is more what your typical marketing looks like if you're a solo founder. You have the occasional sprint in here somewhere, and then things really start to pick up, but then there's the next bug you need to fix or something else that distracts you, and your marketing falls back, and your sales plummet too. So let's change this together. In the next 20 minutes, you learn proven tactics I use to optimize all steps of the funnel that I've used with past clients. I've seen tremendous success from those tactics, and I like to think in a framework of growth by 1,000 cuts. So it's not the one big marketing campaign that you're pushing, getting on Product Hunt, getting mentioned in Forbes, on entrepreneur.com, whatever. That's not it. I think as marketing, as something where you twist things here a bit, tweak it over here, implement a new something over there, and everything's automated, and it all adds up. It all slightly improves your conversion rate, your churn rate, whatever, and in the end you have a marketing engine that is humming along, really going strong. My focus here is on software as a service, because I ran a software as a service business up until I sold it in 2017, but most of those lessons can be applied elsewhere, in e-commerce, in one-time software sales, in info products, you name it. So let's get right in. Tactic number 1 can increase your visitor to trial conversion rate by up to 30%, and the underlying problem is the typical sign-up process you see with many SaaS businesses, is that you have step 1, which asks for the email address, the password, maybe a few other things, but mostly email and password. And then step number 2 is the credit card. And what happens is about 2 out of 3 users won't give you their credit card at this point. Most businesses don't properly track their funnel, so they only know that maybe the visitor to trial conversion rate is, I don't know, 0.7% or so, but they don't know where people drop off. And it's often the case that 2 out of 3 users just drop out of the second step of the sign-up process here. So what's the fix? Super simple. You just email them. Doesn't have to be super fancy, nothing big. It's just hello, first name, thanks for checking out the product, I noticed you didn't complete your trial sign up. And then you start to talk about the objection. Was a credit card a deal breaker for you? Maybe you didn't have it at hand. Maybe you don't like to put in your credit card on random websites. Maybe you don't trust me enough, etc. So you talk about this for a bit, and then at the end you give them a link that puts them right back into the sign-up process, right back where they trailed off. And this is super simple, and no client I've ever worked with has seen less than a 10% increase in sign-ups from this single email. And I can attribute millions of dollars in additional lifetime value generated for my clients to this one simple email. Nothing fancy in this email. Nothing. This is what the workflow looks like for the sign-up abandonment emails, as I like to call them. You start off at the top with the started registration, then you wait roughly 2 hours, send them the email, apply a tag, because I need that for tracking, and then you have the next goal, the one with the green underline, customer subscription created via Stripe. This is essentially there to pull people past the delay up there, the wait that 118 minutes. So in case someone signs up right away, they don't get to see the email at all. And the rest is just some tracking, so I know how well this campaign converts. I have seen improvements of up to 36% in the visitor to try conversion rate for some clients that I've worked with. So anywhere between 10 and 30% is absolutely realistic to get from just a simple email. And really, you can improve on this email so much. You can send a second email a day later. You can offer them to sign up without a credit card. Just have this hidden funnel that is only accessible if you got the second email. You can offer a discount if they sign up from the email. Give them, 20% off for the first 3 months. Give them 50% off. What's the cost to you? Probably the cost is marginal. And you can add urgency. You can have a time limit discount. Whatever. So many things you can try to improve on this, but this very basic workflow works tremendously well. As a bonus, you can have sign-up abandonment emails for freemium products too. I like to go walk around on the web and just sign up to random SaaS businesses and just look at their marketing, see what they're doing, what kinds of emails they send, how they've structured things. Just helps me learn, keeps me up to date on what everyone is doing. So I signed up for MarketGoo just out of fun, and they have a freemium product. You can use it for free, and then if you want to get additional features, you have to switch to a paid plan. And you do this by clicking on the Upgrade to Pro button somewhere. When you click on the Upgrade to Pro button, they'll show you this overlay, and then when you compares their basic and their Pro plans, and then you can click Upgrade to Pro, and it will redirect you to a website or to a page on the website where you can put in your credit card details. Nothing stops you from starting the timer as soon as one of your customers, one of your freemium users, clicks on the Upgrade to Pro button and get shown this overlay. Start the timer right there. 2 hours later, send them an email, ask them to convert, ask them to sign up for the Pro account. Super simple email, ton of value. Tactic number 2 can absolutely dramatically decrease your onboarding churn, the churn during the first 90 days. And to go into this a bit deeper, onboarding churn is a real problem. Normally you look at your churn as a gross aggregated number, right? 6%, 10%, 15%, whatever. You look at this and you think, okay, this is not so good, this is not so good, but you don't think about when this churn happens. And the fact is that even if you look at the cohort report like this, right, where it's green at the beginning and then red at the end, it gives off the false impression because it looks like, oh, things start to go downhill after month 3, because then that's the point where everything turns red. This is wrong. This is plain wrong, because if this cohort report is as a percentage of the original value, so everything gets compared to the beginning of the cohort, where what you really want to look at is this report, which is percentage of the value retained after each month, right, compared to the previous month. And now you start to realize the churn is actually highest during the first 3 months of a paid subscription. And this is true for every single client I've worked with. During the first 3 months, you will lose most of your customers because, well, they are not used to using your product. It's not part of their everyday life. They might have signed up, wanted to evaluate it, haven't started using it properly. They have not reached this aha moment where they just suddenly get why your product is wonderful, how it makes their lives better, makes them more money, helps them lead a happier and more fulfilled life. So think of this as the onboarding hurdle every user has to take, and you need to be there by their side and help them take this hurdle. You need to help them over this hurdle, okay? You need them help to integrate your product into their lives. So how do you do this? Question every SaaS founder asks themselves at some point. And one possible solution to the problem is that what some SaaS businesses, some products, some tools give you is a big old list of data. Here you see a report from moz.com, and they give you a big old list of data. Right? If you're a competitor to userlist.io, which this report was generated for, then this might be interesting to you because it tells you which websites link to the competition. But how does that help you? It's just a lot of data. What you really want is a filtered down list of action items. So here you see it. It's a reduced list. All the bad URLs are either cut off or not highlighted, right? And now you have 4 action items in here. Links you can really try to get that are really worth your time, that you want to score for yourselves. Or another possible way is to have what Market Guru does. You send people their personalized SEO action plan. This is really cool because it's a PDF, it's a full PDF. I think it's 15 plus pages, and people can just open the PDF, see everything for the website. They have checklists in there, and it gives just gives you something to work with, something to improve your business. Another thing you can do is those weekly reports, right? For example, here's Ahrefs, which sends you a weekly report of the new backlinks you got for your website. And just as them telling you about the new backlinks you got automatically makes you associate Ahrefs with the success you had in building new backlinks and in the additional traffic it got you and in the additional revenue that traffic generated. So just make that connection. Show them the value you provide as early and as fast as possible. Give them action items. It'll help drive down your onboarding churn and overall just make your business a lot healthier. Tactic number 3 is helps you lower churn and increases your cash flow. And again, that's really simple. In this graphic, you'll see 3 lines. I want to focus on the top and the bottom line. All 3 lines show, the top line shows the revenue from monthly subscriptions for a business that right around the end of 2015 stopped developing their product. And as you can see, once they stop developing the product, the subscription revenue from monthly subscription goes downhill almost immediately, and it just drops off. The bottom line, however, is subscription revenue from annual subscriptions. And as you can see, despite the same change, that the stop in development affecting both segments in the same way, annual does not drop off at the same clip as the monthly subscription do. So annual plans have a dramatically lower churn rate. They are much more stable, so you want to get as many customers on your annual plans as possible. And the other thing is that annual plans and annual prepay is the cash flow king. Consider a startup that has a $50 a month plan and a $500 a year plan. So essentially you get two months off, or 2 months for free on the annual plan. Now, if that business, if that product gets 10 new signups every month and they all go to the monthly plan, you have the number up here. You have 10 times $50 equals $500 in new cash in your bank account. However, if just 2 out of those 10 customers go for the annual plan, the numbers are completely different. You have 2 times $500 plus 8 times $50 for a combined $1,400. So you get almost 3 times as much money in your bank, and just from converting 2 customers per month, 20% of customers to the annual plan. So tremendous value for you, because annual prepay allows you to recoup your customer acquisition costs a lot faster. In considering this case, I bet that they charge less than, or that they spend less than $500 to acquire each single customer. So they basically get more money than they put into marketing right off the bat for each annual customer. Fantastic. And the more money you have, the more money you have to spend, the more money you can spend on acquiring additional customers. So you can basically just buy more keywords on Google. You can have more ads on Facebook. You can invest in more and better content, etc., etc., etc. So really cool idea. And again, it's not a very complicated email. Yes, you need your dev department to work on this a bit, but it can be done in a week or two. Super simple. You tell them, hey, get 2 months for free in the subject line, and then during the email you just lay out all the facts. Hey, you have an account with us, you currently pay us X amount per month. If you switch to annual billing, you'll pay whatever amount per year, then that is practically 2 months for free. If you'd like to switch, just click the link below, and then you have the big old button. As soon as they click the link, it's a one click, it's just one click, and they get converted to, or they switch over to annual billing. You explain them how billing works, so how everything is prorated, and you also mention what happens if they don't act on this email, if they don't want to take you up on the offer, then what they have to do for that. Super simple, but really improves your business. So for a bit of bonus, another thing you can do is you can add calls to actions to your receipts. Take this receipt from Bluehost that I recently received, and you see there's a lot of white space everywhere. So use some of that white space to promote a webinar, promote your latest blog post, promote products from partners, promote an upgrade to a new plan, promote, I don't know whatever you want, your favorite charity, but do something with the white space, because people read invoices. The normal invoice gets at least a 70% open rate, which is twice as much as your typical newsletter gets. So use that real estate. Give them something to click on. Number 3, cross-sell to your freemium users. You have probably heard this quote before. If you're not paying for a product, you are the product. We all know this to be true. We all have the Facebook account, we have Twitter, we have LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. They are all selling us and showing us ads. You can do the same thing with your customers, especially the segments that have a low lifetime value. For example, your freemium users. You can just send them an offer to a complementary product, something that really actually provides value to them, something that you use yourself, and don't get spammy with it. Don't try to force something there, but keep that opportunity in mind, because freemium users still cost you. They still use observer resources. They use your support, and so to offset some of the costs from them, just try to sell them another product from one of your partners. Okay, that's it for now. If you have more questions, reach out to me. I'm at @ITEngelhardt on Twitter. Come to my website, saasemailmarketing.net, or if you want to learn more about email marketing, I have this very special offer just for you, just for attendees of the Grow Summit. Go to tinyurl.com/grow-summit-offer, and you can get 50% off the SaaS email marketing handbook that has a ton of additional tips and tricks, tactics, workflows, and everything you would want to grow your business to the next level. Thanks so much.